Hello and welcome to the PM Show, your weekly roundup of what's new and going on in the modelling world. Good morning, gentlemen. How are we doing this week?
Good morning. Yeah, I'm all good, thank you.
Yeah, fine, thank you very much.
Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Yeah.
I won't go that far, but yeah, fine.
I was going to say, we're a little bit earlier than normal this morning because Matt gets his keys to his new house today. Exciting stuff.
He hopes.
Yeah.
Will you be doing a vlog of, like, you know, your man cave being done and built and rigged out?
Actually, the builder.
I think you should.
The builder's dropping in tomorrow night, so we can discuss it with him when he can start, and obviously how much and all that stuff to convert the garage. So yeah, that's exciting. To be honest, that is exciting. Nice. So yes, yeah, I'll do a picture vlog on the site. I think I don't think I'll be filming it, but yeah, we'll show it.
Absolutely, you can see it coming together. It's always good to see people's, workspaces and man caves and things like that. Definitely, it's the bit of inspiration. You see people what they've got, and you think that's a good idea. I need that.
That's what I'm going to troll the internet and the forums for ideas for it, so it can work for how I want it to. So
again, that's the difference. To say this setup is not how I would have mine. Because obviously we do it for filming, and obviously Matt does there as well, and Andy does his bit. So we have cameras and things all over, and that really gets in the way. It would be how I would have it. So I definitely wouldn't have a monitor here and a camera there. I'd have it over there and various things if I was doing it for normal. But yes,
I'd like to see people's before and after, but before when they actually finished it, and after like 2 years later.
What when it's full up?
What it's full of? Because I did one that was. Well, one guy did it was all orange and grey, didn't he?
Yes.
It looked fantastic. And I'd like to see what it looks like now. If it still looks as clean and tidy. And
I had a photo of the shed when it was first built, and obviously my bit of worktop, and it was nice and tidy, and I think the kit on there. And then actually when I moved out, it was just, I did empty it a lot, but it was crowded, shall we say. It was it is amazing what you collect and put in your caves and stuff. So
I'll tell you what, this is the thing though, isn't it? I went from my old workspace, which was 9x7 room, so literally I could touch pretty much everywhere, from there into here, which is 18x15 or whatever it is. And it was that thing, if you look at the early photos, there's nothing in here. I've literally got a red toolbox and a cutting mat, that's like, that's all I had. Now, as I say, I have to have clear outs every now and again because purely I've got no room. I can't move, like here's just everywhere. And it is that thing, the more space you've got, the more clutter and just general rubbish you will put everywhere, because you just spread it out, isn't it? Clear a little bit of space. And we all still work in that 1 square foot of clear desk space you've got. And that is it. And again, it was a thing where, like, even for me, like now I'm lucky because I've got this big desk, and I did literally for filming purposes, it was like, right, hello and welcome. And then it all comes back straight afterwards for doing normal builds. So anyway, good stuff.
I've got an idea in my head anyway, and I think IKEA is going to be hammered for storage.
Yes, you can't beat IKEA storage.
It's not. Well, it's cheap, isn't it? It's cheap. Yeah. It's durable. It does what it does. Says what it does. What it says on the tin. So yeah, it's, I've got me Mickey desk going to be pre-ordered anyway. So I'm going to kind of emulate some of the stuff in here. So it works really.
No, that's it.
Cool. Anyway.
Definitely. Anyway, obviously this week, big announcements from lots of manufacturers. We can't get around it. Airfix obviously talking about theirs. So obviously straight off the bat, we heard on Sunday, wasn't it, about the 24th scale Spitfire?
Yes.
Which I must admit wasn't a surprise, if I'm honest, because I put the clues together beforehand about obviously they're going to Duxford for a Spitfire event. It wasn't rocket science, was it?
They could have released a Hurricane or a 109.
That was my only other option. It was either going to be the Spitfire or the Hurricane. And the only thing it did take me by surprise, I wasn't expecting a 24 scale. I thought it was going to be 48. If I'm honest, I thought they were going to do a 48 scale Mark 9. That's where my money was to go along with the other bits and pieces. Or maybe it could have been a Hurricane Mark 2, purely because obviously they've already got the Mark 1. I wasn't expecting it to be in 24 scale. I really thought that ship had sailed a long time ago for kits. He says working on a 24 scale Hurricane.
I think we were told a while ago that it was going to be something big. So I thought it'd be something that size. And Spitfire makes sense because that's probably it's their oldest one in the range, isn't it? And it's a bit long in the tooth into the old Spitfire. So it needed replacing.
Looks nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It does look really, really nice. I have to say, it's one of those ones where you look at it and it looks, looks the part. And again, I'm not being funny. It's almost playing safe. Which, as we've said, I don't blame companies for doing it these days. I think all the companies need to play a little bit safe and have a banker. Something that kit's going to go on forever and it's going to do really, really well, I should think. And it's not massively big, as I say. 24 scale, I know, obviously there's been a lot of people talking about the scale and price. But from my point of view, I'm working on 24 scale. I've worked on, obviously, the Typhoon, which is a beautiful kit, no problem at all. So if it comes out like that, it'd be lovely. And World War II fighters aren't that big. Here we are. This is Hurricane's wingspan. So it's still not massive. It's big, but it's not stupid. It's still smaller than 32nd scale modern stuff and bombers and stuff like that as well, light bombers. So I think it's one of those scales. It's just about on the cusp of getting too big. But so it was really, really interesting to see that one come along. I think it'll do very, very well.
So what did you think to the price then? Because I think it's been tactically priced.
Yes.
To keep it under £100.
Yeah. So let's hope it sticks to that.
Yeah.
They've said it's good. Well, they doing it at 95, isn't it?
95, 96, I think.
95, 96 or 95, 99 or whatever they're saying on the retail.
Something
So, again, I think they are, again, things are, as we know with Airfix as well, they are done to a price point. And I think it's just gone under the £100, which puts it in its own little thing for a 24 scale.
Yeah.
So again, I think, that's very tactfully done, shall we say. I hope it sticks to it because, as we know, things are going through the roof at the moment. It'd be interesting. But that one's due to be released, isn't it, in the summer, I do believe.
That's their summer release, yeah.
So we're talking really, as you say, probably late summer on that one, as you say, second quarter, isn't it? So, but it will be interesting to see it. Again, I think it'll be a good banker for the company, and I can't really fault them. I think the price is basically about right. It's good subject matter. From what I've seen from the pictures, the detail looks lovely. So yeah, good job. I think that one's all right.
Yeah.
Obviously, the big news which came out on Monday was the Buccaneer. Which, again, I think is a safe bet. I think it's an interesting aircraft to do. It's needed doing because, let's face it, the old one is definitely showing its age. So it's nice to see that they've gone in and they've upgraded with that one. But then there's been a lot been said about it. So obviously it's quite expensive because it's 48 scale, and it's, how much is that one up for?
£72 something, I think,
72?
is it? It's, just over 70 quid. I mean, this pricing thing, I'm not thinking on here about it, but I don't really want to get involved with the pricing of kits because it is what it is. We've said this how many, we know from like other people as well. It's like cost of materials, cost of shipping, cost of this, cost of that, blah, 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 blah. And it's adding up now. And, it's not just Airfix prices that have gone up. Revell's put theirs up twice within 6 months, I think. I've noticed, obviously, other manufacturers as well, because Andy's gone through it. And, ICM, I think, has gone up. And everybody's just gone up. Yeah. So it's across the board. And, what do you do? There's no other option.
No, and it is. You pay your money, you buy your kit at the end of the day, isn't it? If you don't want to pay that amount for a kit, then you just don't buy it. It's simple as that. The only thing I will say is, again, when you look at it, if they're doing a 24th scale Spitfire, fully detailed, for £100, just round it off, and obviously they're doing a Buccaneer for £75, just to round it off. There's only £25 difference. That's a lot of difference in plastic, though. In the kit. So again, it's one of those things where, that's one question that's been thrown at me. People have said, what do I think about it? And again, we don't know when tooling was done for this Spitfire. We're assuming it's probably been about 2 years in the works. The Buccaneer's probably been roughly around about, 18 months to sort of a year in the works, maybe a little bit less. So again, that's coming down the line. There may be differences in prices they've done it with tooling and stuff like that. It may have gone up since then. But
a Buccaneer is a big aircraft.
Yeah.
It's not I mean, like, and the 30-second one, you're talking £30. Sorry, 7-second one, you're talking £30 just for a 7-second scale one. Whereas a 7-second scale Spitfire is what, £10. It's a large aircraft, the Buccaneer, so it's not as though it's but
it's not quite 24 scale Spitfire size.
But the comparison was that people was chucking around that I've read is obviously the Tamiya F4 Phantom.
Yeah, is the same money.
is about the same money. And you know, no disrespect to Airfix, but if you're comparing the two, do you know what I mean, quality wise and detail wise or whatever else, then I can see where people are coming from. But then again, you've got to think Tamiya did their stuff in house.
Yes.
Their moulding's done and all that is all where obviously Airfix have to ship it out to get the tooling done, and then it goes for, you know, for manufacturing, and then it comes back. There's a bit of a trip round there, and they've got to factor all that in, haven't they? So you know, because I think as well, there's like, well, why can like Edard or ICM or whatever do it for that? Because they do their own moulds, or they've got somebody in that country or around that region where they are that do the moulding for them. It's just economics. It's basic.
And we know for a fact when you're dealing, especially with larger kits, like as you say, with the Buccaneer, it's going to be in quite a large box. You don't get that many in a shipping container. And we know that shipping containers cost an absolute fortune. So when you've got that point of view as well, that it's going from, you know, the injection moulding is being done in one factory, perhaps boxing and packaging is done in another, then it's got to come on a container back to Blighty, back to the UK, and then it gets distributed around the world. Those costs have to be factored in.
I would say, right, because the Gloucester Javelin now is the same price. Yeah. So I bet you're going to be looking at that size box.
Yes.
So you think how many of them you're going to get in a carton, which probably going to be 6, I think, if I remember right. So you're going to get 6 in a carton. How big that box is going to be. So you take this thing here. How many of them can you get in a, you know, that's going to be a carton of 24, probably. So there you do your maths, don't you? So, you know, you've got to pay for your space on your container on the ship, and you can only get so much in it, which is hence why other things have gone through the roof, because if you're buying a 3-piece suite, they ain't going to get many of them in a container. No. You know, compared to the smaller items, it is what it is, isn't it? At the end of the day, we can have an whole show about pricing the kits, but it gets a bit boring, if I'm honest, for me. Because we can't, as a retailer, we can't do anything about it. We're set the prices from the manufacturers, and that's the guidelines of. We have to sort of, you know, work in, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and as you say, it's all to do with margins at the end of the day. Airfix need to make some money. We need to make some money. You know, so unfortunately, at the end of the day, it goes down to the, you know, the user at the end of it. You know, the end patient. But again, it's one of those things you can't do anything about. Anyway, the other one was the Anson,
which again is a bit come out of nowhere. That but
never saw that coming.
Again, there's not a lot of other options apart from the old classic airframes in 48, which is hard to get and probably hard to build, because that's I've had one and it's mostly resin and then some, you know, some plastic. So that, you know what, I don't think that's a bad shout, the old Anson. I think that's all right for money.
It's probably the most interesting one to me out of the 3 new releases that I'd probably build quick, first. To be fair, you get some nice, they did it in some nice schemes throughout, from early Second World War, even through into the 40s, 50s, and what have you. So
because they went civil, didn't they, and all sorts. Yeah. So, the interesting subject. I like to say that's. I quite like the Anson, I have to say. So
yes.
Good.
Sorry, where's their new bit? Hold on, I just need to find their new bit.
It's forgot what's been released.
And you just click on the top banner. Where's this shop now?
He'll edit this. We'll do a bit of editing.
We'll edit this in so it looks like we're seamless.
So we actually know what they're releasing.
To be honest, I was looking for a picture of the Anson because I know a lot of perhaps our US followers and things like that probably haven't got a clue what one is. So I thought if I get a picture up, they can see it. Because I was about to say, a mast sets are going to go through the roof for this, aren't they?
Oh, I would have said that's a proper greenhouse. But again, kudos to Airfix. I think it's very home market again.
Yeah.
Which was on about obviously with Japan, weren't we? And now they, and I think Airfix have, because that is a very British aircraft.
Extremely, yes.
So,
but again, it's one of those ones which I never saw coming. But when you look at the photos of it like this, the detail is really, really nice. As I say, you've got all that framework internal, all that internal detail. The engines look really nice with it. So I have to say, it does look very, very nice.
The thing is, you're going to actually see the internals of an Anson. It is a flying greenhouse. There's a lot of glasswork, and it's quite big glasswork as well. So you are going to see. You're going to see the interior. So it's not actually wasted for putting an interior in it and spending the time doing it. We're obviously, on some of them with interior kits, you button it up and you're never seen ever again, isn't it? So
No, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So what schemes do you get in the box, Phil? Is it 3?
Sorry, yeah. Oh, cool. No,
Coastal and one.
Yeah, there's a coastal one. Hold on. Let me
Which
just
always
go
looks
in.
cool.
So, marking wise,
Isn't an experimental one though?
so we've got this one. Then we've got this one, which looks like a Coastal Command with the grey,
I think
the
it
green
might
and
be
the white.
a Australian and New Zealand experimental one, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then obviously you've got the trainer.
Oh yeah, you gotta get the yellow underneath one.
Mm.
Have they all got the same turrets? I don't think they changed the turrets on them.
No, I think they're
They all
all
got
the
the
same.
same one up there.
Well, it is in the drawing. I can't vouch for the actual what it is in there. So yeah.
But yeah, definitely interesting. And then the Meteor, isn't there? The 72nd, so they've downscaled.
So they've downscaled the Meteor, as we were saying.
Which again, not many options for that, I don't think. In 72nd, there has been some out there, but I think that'll be a nicer build, shall we say, the Airfix
Yes,
one.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Again, iconic, very British, very iconic.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, it's nice as well that we were saying there is the options out there that they are not just doing like 72nd through and then obviously 48th. They are doing a bit of a mix. So obviously you've got the thing where if you are a 48 scale modeler, you've got it covered. If you're doing, I don't know what that is. What's that supposed to be? A shadow? Is that a stealth version?
Yeah, that's the invisible.
Marketing!
Yeah, what's into that one? Yeah, it's a shadow, isn't it? They've got to put the actual plane on
It's
it.
the stealth version, the very limited edition, unknown stealth version we did. But yeah, again, looks really nice. Obviously, this is just all the CAD work, but yeah.
Yeah.
Nice markings as well.
Yeah, you do with the Meteor, don't you? They did have some
I
cool
think they haven't got
schemes.
all the pictures of them on there, but it does look very nice indeed. So yeah, there's the Meteor. Again, sort of 24 quid. Looks pretty good. We've got a couple of newish reboxes as well. So this is the Sabre with the different wing, isn't it? I think it's all about wings with these, isn't it?
Yes,
As we gathered. But
yeah, that's the US one, isn't it?
that's the one with the Norwegian and Japanese decal scheme. So they've got quite.
So you've got the slatted wing, isn't it, on this one?
Yeah.
Again, it's a bit of a minefield with sabres and wings, as we found out with this one. So again, we was expecting it. So base is covered now, isn't it?
And to have longer wings as well or something. It's longer wings on it than the previous version, the Canadair one.
I bet that was an headache for the researchers.
Yeah, I've got to be in it because if they built it on a Thursday afternoon after 3 o'clock, that's the other wing.
Well, I bet somebody were in a meeting and thinking, "Oh, iconic aeroplanes, F-86 Sabre. How odd can that be?" And then you go like, I didn't know. Did you know?
I didn't know.
And I was like, "Oh my god, that
There's
is proper."
spreadsheets on different versions that had different mods, and it's like,
yeah. If you go, that's quite an easy subject to cover, and then no.
That's the Japanese one.
I like that Japanese marking ones, but I must admit I've turned into a bit of a fanboy with the markings for the Japanese sort of Cold War, modern war era stuff. Yeah, really very, very nice with that one. So again, we've got one of those down the line as well, which is very nice indeed. Wrong version. Here we go. Click that, and then we go in there. And we have also...
it's a 133rd E-type.
Yeah, hold on, we'll get to that. That's the star. That's the star attraction. We've got another Spitfire, which is obviously again, this is the Griffon-powered bubble top. So this is the Mark 5, 6, 7, 18.
Yeah, it's the Reeboks, isn't it? With just an extra sprue for the rockets, I believe.
But again, it's funny because they're marketing this as a new release, but then they've got a section for stuff that's been added onto. So I don't know, perhaps they may have redone this one a bit because there was a small fit issue with the other one.
Is that the one that you had?
Which is the one I've got, which is the
the
Mark 14, the Kit Kat special.
The Kit Kat
So I'm wondering if this one may be a new tool version. I stand to be corrected clearly, because I'm sure somebody will. But they've put this in a section as if it's their own new tool version. That's the only thing is, because they're in the actual release thing, they've got the ones that have got some upgrades to as well. But anyway, we'll see about that one. But that looks very nice as well for a late Spitfire.
Nice box art as well.
It is. Well, we have an entire show on box arts, isn't it? And then obviously Matt's favourite kit, or car, shall we say?
Oh God, no, definitely not.
It's a starter set, but we've got this is the 43rd scale. So what is 43rd? What's that in? Is that like O gauge or what?
No, that's like die-cast,
die-cast scale, is it?
Like Matchbox, Corgi size. It's Yeah.
Right.
But not be very big.
I was going to say, it's going to be a thumb size then.
Yeah, normal.
Yeah.
Like you used to play with as a kid size.
Yes.
Again, it's iconic. It's an E-type Jag, isn't it?
Yeah. So it looks like it's just as a starter set with that one.
Yeah.
Again,
But
very
see how detailed that is when it comes out.
Very nice indeed.
Yes.
So there's your aircraft, and then obviously we've got a couple of Lego-y type. Are you allowed to say Lego? Probably not.
No.
Block type build kits. Bricks. Starter sets as well. We got is it the Pagani? Andy, you're the expert.
Yeah, that Pagani Wire, yeah.
That's it. There we go. That's a starter set. That's a cool looking vehicle.
That's another little one as well, isn't it?
Yeah, 43rd. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it the big empty Sheeran they're doing as well?
Yeah. What, the Ed Sheeran?
Ed Sheeran.
Hold on. It's like slow. I'll tell you what, it was slow when I was trying to look around it on Monday. But it didn't crash. Did it crash?
I don't know if it crashed this time. I think it was just really, really slow.
So there we go. There's that one.
Bugatti Chiron, yeah.
Very nice indeed. And then we've also... Oh, hold on, let's go that way because it doesn't like going backwards. Otherwise, you have to go back to everywhere. We've got these reintroduction ones as well. So this is stuff that has been out before. So we've got the Blenheim.
Good kit, built that.
Which is very nice.
Yeah, it's good to see that back. It's a good kit.
He's doing it in 48.
That version doesn't he doing it 48? 100%. Yeah.
That'd have been nice to see this year.
Yeah. And again, I don't know. I think ICM may be coming down that route in 48, don't you think?
I don't know. They could do because they've done the other one, haven't they?
Well, it just fits in with their light bombers, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Light attack aircraft. So
yeah, I don't know. But you got to think Airfix have already done a Mark 1 Blenheim in 48th and 72nd. So yeah. I mean, that's a welcome turn because that is a cracking kit. Nathan's built one.
Yeah.
And he said it was really nice. I think that is probably the best one in scale. I think the Asagawa one's pretty good, but I think that one's more cockpit detail and stuff than the Asagawa. It's a nice kit, that.
Very nice.
And again, it's a 111, isn't it?
Yeah.
So.
And then obviously it's $1 late. It should have been out last year for the anniversary. Was that 2 years ago we went to DAX, actually, thinking about it? It was, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
So 2 years late, but eventually it's turned up after the anniversary. But yeah, so the Dakota, which again looks nice. I've never built it, but it's got to be an upgrade to the old Italeri one, isn't it?
It is definitely. I don't think the Italeri one's actually that bad.
I've built the Italeri one a couple of times. Yeah, I've done the Italeri one, but I haven't done the Airfix one. So
I think you should tackle the 48th one from Trumpet.
Look at that. That's gorgeous, isn't it? Like, Jesus.
I'd have that you'd have that as a poster.
I'd have that as a vinyl wrap across my wall.
Yeah, you would. Yeah, that's just...
If I had a van, I'd have that on the side.
Yeah.
So, that really is very, very nice on there. So anyway, that's definitely a welcome return. Another one, because I've still got it, so I've now missed the boat of flogging it on eBay and making a fortune, is the Victor. So this is the B2. This is the version that I've got here, which was released many, many years ago. And again, it is back. So if you want that classic, the bomber, so we've got the blue steel under here.
It's in that price, though, isn't it? The same as the Buccaneer. It's sort of similar price range. So
that's a big lump.
Yeah,
it is a very big lump.
It's a big lump, and again, it's not
fantastic.
Not much to compare it to, is it? That's just so futuristic still now, and it's
looks like it should be flying in 30 years' time. Never mind 30 years ago, doesn't it?
It's.
I think when I did the review of that kit, I don't know, I've probably told you this story before, but it was that thing where I had members message me saying, "Is that Britain's latest bomber?" And it was like, no. This is Britain's classic Cold War bomber from back in the day. But yeah, when you see it head on, it does look like something very Jerry Anderson, very futuristic.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, again, it's a fantastic aircraft. Very, very nice.
It does make you think, if we actually still had quite a decent air sort of industry of what would be producing as a country now.
Mm-hmm.
When we can produce that and the Vulcan and, some of the other iconic stuff that's been produced in this country, the Lightning.
Yeah.
It does make you wonder, doesn't it? Concorde as well, obviously that was joint with the French, but yeah, Concorde, and yeah, you know, it does make you wonder. The lightning's back. Funny enough, that's a good segue, wasn't it?
That's it. Good segue there. So this is the one also you might remember I did as a live build. So me and Matt worked on this last year, doing live builds and things, wasn't it? And I finished it off on the turkey shoot, I think, weekend last year. Yeah. A beautiful kit. I worked on it for basically over a year, doing it in all the live shows as we went along. And again, it was such a fun build. It goes together really, really nicely. It's a great aircraft and all the rest of it. And then again, you couldn't buy it. So there's me building a kit here, and you can't actually go out and buy it. So it is nice to see that it is coming back, because why this isn't just bread and butter stock for Airfix that's just constant available to buy, because it is absolutely gorgeous. Very nice indeed. Yeah. Or you can do it in the blue. Are they not doing the blue scheme for it though?
No.
So, because obviously mine came with the blue scheme.
Right.
So
they mix and match them now and again, don't they? So
yeah, perhaps they do it
up, I think, don't they? So yeah.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if that's the thing. Yeah.
We were having a bit of a chat last night about it, and just wonder if it's to do with preserving the moulds, that they don't constantly churn them out.
Yeah.
I think as well, you've got to keep like the catalogue fresh.
Yeah, and you can only have so much in your range at any one time. You said before, if it went on forever, it's
it doesn't stop Tamiya though, does it?
But
Tamiya do retire some bits and pieces. We said before, isn't it? It's not available at the moment. It tends to come back after a year or two, but
I think they have their constants. But again, I don't think they. I think if you compare sort of, if you compare an Airfix and Tamiya do armour, cars, bikes, where Airfix are mainly aircraft, aren't they? I know there is other things in their catalogue, but they're mainly known for aircraft. So if you go back now with what they've released over the past 10, 15 years, that is a massive catalogue, if you could, because I forget, oh God, yeah, I forgot they released that, and, you know. So yeah, because I know why they do it as well. And it makes it sought after in a funny way. Revell do it, don't they? Revell do the same sort of principle. They run it for 2 or 3 years, and then it's retired, and something else, or obviously new tool stuff takes the place. But nice to see the links back.
Yeah.
Well, this one here originally was the only available in the starter set, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because this is our very good friend Jamie's helicopter with the nose art, isn't it? I do believe. This was only available as was a starter set version, but now obviously they've changed it over, so it's got this markings into it to be the as a normal one.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so very nice job in there. So you got the different markings, very nice. We've got the German one.
Yeah, it's some cool schemes. Is that the Danish one?
Danish one, yeah.
Yeah, in the blue.
In the darker blue, which is nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think again, really nice to see that one back. And to be honest, me and Matt were only talking about that last week, wasn't it? I think when we said about they need to bring that back, because actually it's not a bad one, and we didn't know it was, and then lo and behold, there it is. So we'll take that.
Yeah, it's been out of the catalogue a while as well, hasn't it? So yeah, and that Dornier as well. That's a welcome return.
Yeah, so
new parts or something.
New parts. So these are actually that's what we were saying about. I've just figured it out now. It is saying in there. So this one's got new parts. We don't know what the new parts are.
No, I haven't got a clue.
Because it was a Z before, wasn't it? So
that's the same boxing I've got that member sent me. So I might dig it out and give it a go now for the Luftwaffe SIG.
Yeah.
An excuse to build it now, isn't there?
Yes, definitely.
It's a cool kit.
So we got that one, and then obviously this explains what we were saying about in the other ones, where it says about new parts. So that explains then the Spitfire, because obviously that's what they've done there. They've just changed it over to do it, and then goes the same exactly then for the Sabre. So obviously it's got the new wings, as we were saying, in that Sabre kit, so that's why it's down in there. So fair enough. So that's those there for the new moulds. Then we got some armour, so we're assuming this is Academy.
I'd say I would put my money on it's Academy's kits, but you're up fine, because these are the newer ones anyway.
Right.
So the Brumbar.
Has it got the right number of wheel nuts in it?
Leave it alone.
Just saying, you know.
I don't know the accuracy of Academy's sort of German tanks. I've got no idea.
Yeah. So we've got the Brumbar there. We've also got then a pair of Panzer 3s, Panzer 4 and a Panzer 3.
Yeah.
So
Good solid kits. I think they're not overly detailed, but nice to build. You know what I mean? It's Academy's armory is always,
yeah.
it's a Stug 4 in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Stug 4 and then a Panzer 3, is it?
Stug 4's not made very often, is it? It's normally Stug 3s.
No.
Yeah, it's proper late, weren't it? The Stug 4. I think it was just quick, strap some to a chassis with a gun.
Yeah.
Panzer 3's a nice kit. I think you could do the DAC one out of that.
Yeah.
So
again, and nice markings.
Yeah.
And there we've got the winter one as well. Sorry.
Is that the winter one? Is it? Oh, that's right. It's the thingy one. Yeah.
So again, really nice to see a bit of armour coming through as well in the 35th scale.
Yeah.
Very nice. And again, some releases of some old classics.
Vintage classics. We've got excited, isn't it? Sad how we got excited about it.
We did, isn't it? Yeah, forget the new stuff. We're looking at the vintage classics.
We always bash old crap, and then all of a sudden we're like, "Oh, look,
the Harrier's out again!" Jesus.
Bill's next build.
Yeah, my next build.
I'm going to put this out there because he took me under the bus last week. He's building that when that's out, and he's not getting out of it. He's going to super detail it and everything.
Is he?
He did say go big or go home the other week.
Go big, go home. That is the classic.
That is definitely. So, and again, it's nice to see it's the old box art as well.
We forgot who the company was. I forgot to ask Nathan last night who did the upgrades for the Harriers. Can you remember, Andy?
Do you remember they did the upgrade as well for the FRS1 to an FA2?
Spencer Pollard.
Yeah, Spencer. Was it Freight Dog? No?
I can't remember.
I can't remember. It might be, actually.
Could somebody Google it quick? Because I do need to know. I've completely...
Andy, get Googling.
Oh, let me have a Google.
Because I don't know if said company is still in business. I don't think they are anymore. It used to do them. But they need to come back because they've obviously been...
Yeah, they've got a market now.
That is a cracking little kit.
Do you know what? I didn't realise. Have you seen this? This is to 144.
It's 172nd.
Well, it's not says down here. It says 1 to 144.
No, that's 172nd. Somebody's got that wrong because it's definitely 72nd. They never did a 441.
God, that would be miniature if it was...
Yeah.
Doesn't have the scale on it. But on there, it says 144.
No, I think somebody's done a typo. It's definitely 172nd.
This is it. I was thinking that, but so we're not sure on that one. It could be a typo, people.
Because that's the original box art as well, isn't it? That's cool.
Wolfpack did a conversion to a FA2.
Was it Wolfpack? It could have been them.
Wolfpack did it. I don't remember Wolfpack doing it, I must admit, because
it was got
that. It's got a new nose, and obviously it's got that centre section. You have to cut just behind the wings, and then the fuselage, and then put that extra section, the longer bit, 'cause it's about 1 metre longer in real life, isn't it?
Flight Path did a weapons and detail set for a GR3.
Who's that?
Flight Path.
I think it might. It could have been Flight Path.
Was it?
It could have been actually Flight Path. Now, yeah. Anyway,
the beaver is back.
Nice beaver.
Nice beaver. You can't go wrong with a nice beaver.
Can't, definitely not.
So, if I can get this going, there we go. And again, so we've got some nice ones. So we've got the boomerang down there. And again, this was quite something because we saw this one built only on the last live build. The Whirlwind's back. Original.
I'll tell you what, that is one kit that needs upgrading.
Yes.
From even the US version, the H34, because I know Italeri did one, but again, I don't know whatever happened to that. So, but again, for the Westland version, shall we say?
Yes.
Again, I don't know, it's a cool helicopter, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. And again, the great thing about these are almost pocket money. They're 10, 11 quid kits.
Yeah.
You know, not a problem. So we've got the Shooting Star. We've got the Basset.
That's cool, the Basset, isn't it?
Again, I haven't seen that for years.
No.
So again, but the great thing about these are almost pocket money. So being sort of 11 quid, really nice, straightforward kit, 72nd, things like that. So
I think the thing is, with these vintage classics, because obviously I have got one here of the Jag.
The Jag.
Is if you're interested, grab them because I don't think they do. I think you only get like one run.
Yes.
And then they go.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for the money, like I say, it is actually pocket money. I know they're old moulds now, they're knocking on, but there's some subjects there that you can't get from anybody else anyway. And I think they've tapped in pretty well to what they're releasing, as in, well, we're not going up against newer kits, shall we say. I mean, the Shooting Star, I think, soared do something similar. I think they do one, but again, you know, the Whirlwind and the Beaver and especially the Harrier and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're standalones, aren't they?
So we also got some infantry and the Japanese Type 97 tank. We've got some Russian infantry and the JS3. And then a couple of, again, you know, classics. But again, 16 quid. So we've got down in here HMS Fearless and we've got HMS Devonshire.
There you go.
Devonshire.
Shire.
If you're local.
In the Shire.
In the Shire. So yes. So again, classics coming back, you know. And there we go. That really is about it. For the new stuff that's coming out. Notable ones that are missing, I will say, obviously, a lot of people were expecting to see the Vixen. So that looks like it's gone completely. It was going to come and now it's been dropped out. And the TSR2, which was a lot of people were talking about.
I never heard anything about that at all as a rumour or anything. That just came out from the other Monday, I think, when it got released. The release schedule got dropped.
Yeah.
And like people are like, thought the TSR2 would come back out. I'm not. Was it the 48th one as well?
I don't know. I just heard
Or
that
the little
only because I was hearing it third hand from everybody else as well, saying somebody had said that it was coming out.
I think that could be just internet sort of talk, really. I don't know.
Yeah.
Not that we knew what were coming out, but
No.
That does look nice, doesn't it?
It does, yeah, absolutely. And obviously this is CAD work, so you sort of take it somewhat with a pinch of salt at the moment, but generally that's what the internals are going to look like in the details. Nice markings as well, as you said before.
And I know people have
that
said
looks
that
cool.
It
they
is
should have
cool,
bought out. They should have bought out an earlier version, but I think markings-wise, I think you get more mileage out of the Mark 9.
Yeah,
You do
absolutely.
go out to a Mark 1 or a Mark 2.
Because obviously from the Mark 9, wasn't some of those a Mark 5?
Yes.
Then got upgraded, wasn't it? Because it was being in the factory line, they got sort of superseded quite quickly, and they did it. But again, you can do lots of other versions of that one, like the Trop versions.
I was about to say that.
Yeah.
You can do probably a lot more off that than ever a Mark 1 and a Mark 2, because it's, you know.
But again, as I say, when you're looking at it for the money, I know we're going back to money side of it, you know, fully detailed engine, as we're saying, fully detailed cockpit and all the internals, you know, and again, for that point of view, there's a lot of stuff going into that.
Right. There was a thing, I don't know if we were on about it last night, but you've got to think for worldwide sales, for a Spitfire Mark 9 to a Buccaneer,
absolutely, yeah.
you're going to get a lot more sales for the Spitfire, because a lot of people know, everybody, you know, most people who know what a Spitfire is, don't they? Let's be honest, where a Buccaneer is very British.
Absolutely, of course it is, yeah. Or South African.
Yeah.
The two people who used it.
Yeah.
But again, it looks really, really nice.
Yeah.
Say you've got all the internals, all the bits and pieces. Say me and Matt have done the 72nd ones.
Yeah.
And they went together really nicely as well. So looks good detail in the cockpit right the way through. You know, as you say, it's one of those ones where it lends itself very nicely, I think, to some aftermarket as well. It'd be quite nice in there. But you know, like we were saying, fully loaded weapons, very nice markings, grey, all grey.
I think that's the same decal sheet what's in the 72nd one.
Yeah.
But again, you're doing the Navy one,
and they're grey.
And they're grey. Squirrel grey.
Squirrel grey. That's the one I did with squirrel grey, wasn't it?
Can you do an RAF one out of that?
No. Well, you can, but the Bombay's different in it, because the RAF one, the S2's got a bigger Bombay, hasn't it?
Yeah, that big bulk on it, didn't it? Yeah.
But I think that decal set we had, I think you could do early RAF, couldn't you?
Yes, you could. If I remember rightly, it did say in all the description with it, wasn't it? It said which versions you could do from it. Yeah. And some of them were early RAF before they changed the Bombay with the more bulged Bombay.
Yeah, it's the full wrap-around, but you can't do a Gulf War.
Yeah. No, because that's an S2 in it with a bigger Bombay. Yeah. That's got the flat one, but again, you know, look, not thinking spoilers here, but we know you're going to see an S. Why is that an S2? I thought that was an S1. Am I wrong here?
No, it's the S. This one, does this have the bulb plunge? Because you can't see the Bombay.
That's the flat one, isn't it?
They're not showing any pictures of it with a Bombay, so you can't tell.
I don't know now. Oh, I'm a bit confused.
No, it's showing it with a flat Bombay in the artwork.
Isn't that an S1 then?
So that's an S1, I thought, yeah. Oh God, now you're into wingtips and all of that
Oh,
palaver
no,
again.
right,
Nightmare.
Which
Move
one had
on.
the small intakes?
Yeah.
Well, not an S1 with the small intakes.
And this one's got the different wingtip things on it and all the rest of it. Oh Jesus, I'm not going down this route
No,
because me and Matt fell down this rabbit hole when we were doing the little ones.
I don't know. Anyway, I
God
know
knows.
I know Bombay were different, weren't it, on the other one?
Yeah.
But again, it's one of those things. People have been asking for this
Yes.
kit to be redone, and at least Airfix have stepped up and redone it and all the rest of it. So it should be very, very nice on that one. So we're looking forward to seeing that one come down the line.
So when they do the 48th Wessex to
go with it,
you know,
to finish
hover
our
near
little
it to
set
make
off.
sure it don't fall off the end of a carrier,
Yeah,
everybody will be really happy.
that's it.
S2B.
S2B. Right. Okay.
Right,
So the
okay.
B for the Bombay. There you go. I'm making that up, like I do with B for bombers and C for cannons.
It's probably pretty right, but yeah.
But yeah, so very nice. And before everyone says that thing is supposed to be the wrong way round because it's the link pod to the missiles. It's not on back to front, as everyone points out. It's supposed to be like that. I know. I've spoke to somebody about it.
All right, okay.
So yes, but no, again, it's really nice to see Airfix doing a release thing. So I think it's quite exciting overall, isn't it? So Spitfire, love it. Buccaneer, we need a new one anyway. Full stop. The Anson, didn't see that coming at all, but it's something a little bit different. Really nice to see it. The classics coming back as well. I think it's really nice how Airfix have embraced classics. And they're not stupid money. They are just over 10 quid, 11 quid a pop. Really nice.
And they say it on the box. So
and it got a big thing telling you, you know what you're going into, eyes wide open, as we say. So, I think that's really, really good job. I can't fault any of it, really. I think it's a good presentation they did and all the rest of it. So,
And I think as well, we'll keep saying it, but you've got to take into account the what we've been going through with the COVID pandemic and everything else as well. So that you can say, the Spitfire's thingy, but it's safe, and I don't blame like any other company at the minute for just reining it in a little bit and being safe.
As we know, we've had obviously Pranjit on here, haven't we? And he was saying they were all working from home last year.
Yeah.
So for them to carry on doing this type of work, and then obviously pushing it through, dealing with obviously their people that, and everything else, I think really for them to come out with that lot was pretty good going, really.
Yeah, because again, the researchers have got to get out on the ground, boots on the ground sort of thing, and go to museums and do all that sort of stuff. So that was out of bounds for how long, wasn't it? We couldn't go anywhere, especially not so much last year, year before, when it first started. So you've got to think how long a project takes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, kudos. Well done, Airfix.
Notice there was no mention of the Austin Tilly, even though it was in the background in the video.
It is down there. I've seen it.
Is it?
Yeah, and the Tempest, I think, as well, because that's next month. I think that's supposed to be due. The
Tilly
Tempest
should be last year, shouldn't it?
I'm looking forward to the Tilly. I will build that. Definitely build the Tilly. Yeah. So, anyway.
Definitely. Right. So, in other news, what have you got down next year, Matt?
We have got, apart from an Airfix vintage classic, we've got a couple of Tackham kits.
Yep.
Which I'm going to send one to you for review. So if you're into Zeppelins, and there's also the Ekrana plans. The Ekrana plans have come in as well, but they've gone out for, or they're going out today for pre-order.
Right.
So when one of them comes back in, we're going to get some more. I'll send you one of them. And then from Gecko is the Daimler Armoured Core Mark 1. That's coming as well, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. So this is our chop-off Daimler, isn't it?
No, this isn't the sawn-off. This is
this is the normal one. This has got a proper turret and all the rest of it. Got you.
And I'll send one of them down to you as well with your other bits for your Hornet. So
very nice. What scale is the airships?
1 to 350th.
1 350th.
Right.
Phil will be reviewing the P class.
Right.
P class one. I don't know what the difference with the Q and the P class is. One bigger than the other, or what?
Don't know, but one's got camo, one hasn't. I thought it'd be easier for us to sell the camo ones than the other one.
I'm not looking at it. But yeah, interesting.
I'm getting the casts off as a normal.
There you go, look.
There you go.
You get camo on that one already, all right.
End of camo one off the P1. No, if you go big, go home, you're going to build an airship.
No.
Oh.
Do you think I've got enough on this year?
No.
The side of your submarine.
Yeah, I could do. Just as a scale thing. I could hang it from the ceiling. That'd make a good ceiling hanger, that would, a little Just
You
like
could
an
have a
airship.
fleet. You could have a fleet of airships.
A fleet of blimps coming over.
Yeah. So there, anyway, and in the TACM kits. Also, what we haven't mentioned yet is Academy, have we?
No. So, do we
think
have any
everybody's-
pictures up for that? Is there any photos of it available yet? Or
Nothing.
is it just talk?
Just talk.
Just
I
talk.
don't even think there's anything on Academy's website. I don't know. You might have to have a look because they're doing some interesting releases. Now, know the Zero we mentioned.
Yeah.
There's rumours it's not theirs, it's Edard's, but I can't see that. I don't know. That's just
very quick, isn't it?
That's something I've heard, but I don't know what if there's any foundation in it. So,
well, look, the big news from Academy is now, I know I spoke about it yesterday, is the 48 scale C A10C. So this is the Charlie version, which is the modern version of the A10. We haven't seen a new tooled A10 since Hobby Boss did it, which was
10 years ago,
early 2000s, something like that must have been. And again, I've built it; it's there. And all the rest of it. But again, it's one of those where it's great if you're doing technically the A version, because that's what it is. But to upgrade it, it was always a little bit clunky because the cockpit's completely different. There's lumps and bumps all over it differently. Obviously, the pave penny's not on it, which is straightforward. You just unbolt it. But, you know, again, it would be nice to see a new modern one because we haven't seen one for a long time. And I think it's such an iconic aircraft and it's loved by everyone in A10. So, and I was amazed because, let's face it, Italeri redid theirs as a C, even though it wasn't. You know, and all the rest of it. They just literally chucked a couple of bits at it, some new decals, but it wasn't really a C. So it'd be really interesting to see Academy do it. And, you know, as we've seen, Academy over the last few years with their with the Helos, with the Cobras and things, have really got on top of things like slide moulding, you know, or slip moulding and all these different types of things as well. So it'd be really interesting to see a new tool 48 scale kit from them to see what it's like. So that would be interesting.
Especially in 810, it's very iconic, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, yes, we'll wait for some shots of that because, like I said, I don't think there's any pictures up of it, so nothing at all. But there's definitely that. There's a Zero that was on their catalogue. I'm sure there was something else I can't remember. And then some bits of armour as well that they're releasing. And like I said, Academy armours, I think it gets well overlooked.
Yes, yeah.
And it shouldn't because it's nice. It's not overly complicated, but it's nicely done. It's there.
Yeah.
It's not full of interior stuff or anything complicated. It's very, I'd say, Tamiya-esque to compare it to anybody else. But it's nice. It's nicely done. So, yeah. Special Hobbies dropped some of their stuff as well. I've seen they've got some new tool stuff coming out. They're doing a Lockheed Hudson in 72nd, new tooled, which I thought it was an old, the MPM one, but it's not. That's a new tool. And again, their catalogue's got some good stuff in. And guess what? They're bringing out something I'm quite excited about.
Which is?
The Mohave helicopter again.
Yeah.
Which is the early big Sikorsky heavy lift helicopter, isn't it?
Yeah.
You couldn't get hold of them for love and money. I had two of them in the stash and for some reason sold both of them, had both versions, and they're doing the US Army one, which has been released. So I am definitely building that. I've got a mast set. I've purchased the mast set. I'm definitely going to build it. That's penciled in for one of my definites. It's not a great kit, but it's just cool looking helicopter, I think. So
very nice.
Yeah. And also, that's dropped that we will be putting up a pre-order probably on the 15th, which is what Friday, Saturday, is it? Is Zukimori bringing out a new 132nd 109 G14? Is it, Andy?
Yeah, and it looks like it's going to be a good price as well.
Yeah.
We don't know the exact price yet, but it looks like it's going to be a good
For a
price.
Zukimori and the detail and the price. We'll talk more about it when we can, probably on next week's show, because we can show more about it and obviously, mention about
15th into it goes.
15th, yeah. We had some details through, and if you do want to look, they are on the internet. But Zukimori's 109 again.
It's all very, very nice.
I tell you what, as well, just while I remember, Infinity Models have got some stuff coming out on their catalogue. A Bowfighter in 32nd. They're doing the 410. We know about the Vampire because we've seen that last week, didn't we?
Yeah.
And there's something else as well. Okay, I should write this down. There's another kit as well. Now, presuming the 410 is the HPH one because they've done one in 32nd. So I think like the Hell Diver.
Yeah.
They're making it into a styrene kit. Not sure the Bowfighter should be a new one, a new tool done, because there's only Revell's old 32nd one as a kit of that.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be interesting, because that's
Definitely.
quite an interesting aeroplane, isn't it?
Mm. Yes, I must admit, the 410, there's an interesting documentary about the 210 and then obviously the 410 and all the rest of it. I was watching only the other day, I must admit. The 210 was a complete dog.
And what a crap aeroplane they both was, but even though they look cool.
Yeah. Well, it's got those funny turrets at the back, isn't it? Like an ATAT has that don't work.
Remote turrets.
They couldn't get to work.
I don't think the engines were powerful enough for it, were they? The engines.
No, the 210 was awful. Apparently, it was all very horrible to fly and all the rest of it. And then obviously the 410 was all right, but that rear turret thing never really did work. So.
No, but always looked good.
Yeah, it does. It looks fantastic.
It does look good on a built kit.
It always looks funny though, having the bomb bay literally right at the front.
Yes, because if you go to Cosford, they've got one, haven't they?
That's it. You can stand up in there and you think there's something missing. But it's in there because it's literally open. And you're like, it's like something's fallen off.
It carried about 2 bombs into it. That was it.
Well, you must admit, I'm not being funny, it's so far forward. Surely the centre of gravity must shift quite a lot when it drops them. You know, the thing just pitches up when it lets go. So
yeah, I'd say it's an odd design, wasn't it? But it'd be interesting.
Definitely.
So far, so good, I think, for this year, for releases.
I was going to say, are we excited for this year then? We've got some interesting stuff coming down the line.
Well, obviously, we've not heard anything from Tamiya yet, have we?
No.
Yeah, true.
So we've got them to come. Again, Meng, we've not heard anything from.
No.
In it, see what they're going to bring out. So there's a few of the manufacturers, Hobby Boss and Trumpet, like we were saying last week, I think it was. We'll see. I don't know, yeah. As long as the schedules are where kind of the need to be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I am expecting delays again this year, aren't you?
Oh, yeah, there's going to be delays and various things. I think we sort of expect that almost now, but hopefully they won't be like last year where they all turn up in December.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everything turned up at once. It's like brilliant.
Yeah.
So, anyway, should we have a quick look around the various things? So, if we have a look at the pre-orders that we got up at the moment, obviously we've got the Revell 1/8 scale Slave 1.
Yeah, that classic scale.
Yeah. So, everyone needs that. Where did you pinch these photos from? Is that off their official site?
That's from our official.
Oh right, okay. Is that our official way of doing it?
That's our official supplier.
Are you not impressed with that box art?
Well, it's different. Blackjack, which I think is going to be a really nice seller. It's nice to actually have the FGR4 version of the Typhoon back again, and in blackjack markings, I think will look absolutely stunning as well. So that's a really, really nice one as well. So we have the pre-order up for that one. We've also got, obviously, I know there's lots of people, I've had loads of people message me about this actual kit. I don't know a thing, but for everyone thinks I've got some in, I don't. I'm expecting it to be somewhat like we did the Spitfire, shall we say, for those kits. So if you've seen my tutorial build with the Spitfire, I think it's going to be a little bit like that. So I'm imagining you're probably not going to get a detailed engine, but you are going to get somewhat of a cockpit and go through like it in 30 seconds. So think of their 109s, their 190s, their P51s, and their Spitfire Mark 9s and Mark 1s. They're really nice kits straight out of it, but because of that price point, that's what I'm sort of expecting, but I don't know.
Yeah, I would go along with you with that. You're going to get like we were discussing, the basics is going to be there.
Yeah.
But then the aftermarket guys are going to be all over it. So if you want to chop and change it,
yes, absolutely.
You've got a decent base kit to start with, and then you can super detail it to your heart's content, or you can do like what you did with the Spitfire, build out a box and weather and paint it, and you're still going to have a fantastic
looking kit.
It's a curbside model, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think literally it's one of those ones where it's going to be great. It'll just be standard sort of Revell, got everything you need to produce a really nice kit. And then again, if you want to go through and then upgrade it, just wait for the aftermarket guys to jump on. But I know some people have messaged saying about, is it going to have this, that? I have no idea. I'm just looking at the price point and it falls really in with the others that have been released as well at that price. So that's what I'm sort of expecting from it. But like we said before, if you look at any of their newish ones, they're really nice. nice. And you say, if you look at what I did to that Spitfire, you know, again, I did the side-by-side shots along with the actual Tamiya one. From 2 foot away, you can't even tell the difference. So, you know, it's pretty much everything you need, shall we say. So I'm really excited about that one.
I'm about to say, you're either building that one when it's released or the Fly one.
Yeah.
And I know which Andy would probably. There you go. There's the reaction. So.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, for sort of 45 quid, I think it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be very nice indeed.
Get your name down.
Yeah. IBG, we got the, as we were saying, I don't know when these are going to, we've got a date.
I think these are due out very soon, to be honest.
Soon?
Yeah. I think I've heard they're going to be released.
Mm-hmm. So it'd be really nice to see these. I must admit, I'd like to get hands on one for a review for the 72nd scale 190s. Again, beautiful box art right the way through with those.
Sort that.
We got the border models. We believe this is due out any second now.
Well, we got to get this again. Is going to be, if you want your name down, get them down quick, because we need to actually pass the numbers on to our supplier.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think there was a date. I don't know if it's March. I think was the date there. So if you do want one, obviously,
Yes.
and members, please get your name down, because I need to get it passed on. So it's probably going to run as well with the Reval stuff as well. It's only going to run to the end of this month, and then we need to get the numbers in.
Yes.
So if you don't dilly dally, get your names down so we know where we're at, and we'll and whack them in. So,
definitely. So if you are doing a diorama, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Obviously, I spoke about these last week. The grinder drills.
Right. The grinder drills, the first batch are on the way.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first so many names down, you're going to get invoiced. The rest of you, I've cleared them out of stock. They will be getting more stock in. You're going to stay on the list. As soon as we get the back in, I'll get some more in, and you'll then get your invoice and be sent them. Because obviously they only carry so many, and we've had quite a few to be honest. So we've got a batch coming in that was paid for. That should be in the next week or so. They'll be invoiced, and then obviously as soon as they get them back in again, you know, your name's down, we'll invoice you and carry on. So
cool. Good job.
Yes.
Nice. Anything else we need to point out? Mandalorian, we were saying about that's the Revel stuff coming through. The ECR, the other bits is just sort of standard. We're just waiting on. Just
to say on the pre-orders, there's probably going to be a lot going up over the next week or so. So if Andy spams the forum, it's not deliberate. We'll try and spread it out so it's just not that. But obviously a lot of stuff's come out. A lot of people, you know, we kind of need numbers. We need to get it up and running so we know to get to our sort of suppliers of what we need.
I do try and do it tactfully, because Matt says, can you do this, and this? And I don't put it all up in one go. I try and spread it out over multiple days to stop people.
For obvious reasons, a lot of stuff has actually been released or dropped this week.
Yes.
So we need to go through it. So, yeah.
Cool. Very good. Right. So we just whipped through some of the questions.
Yes.
Because we were sort of running out of time today. First up, we've got from Barry saying, Happy New Year to all. Can I ask if PM will be doing a pre-order for Ryefield models 135th scale Leopard 2A6?
I don't know if we're doing a pre-order, but we'll definitely be stocking it.
Right.
Yeah.
Very nice. Lee says, Happy New Year to all. Just wondering if you've heard about Red Fox Studios. They do 3D instrument panels. Have you tried any of their products? Thanks, Lee. No.
I think there's a plethora of 3D, and I can't imagine them being any different to...
Yeah, they're probably like everybody else's, I would have thought, but yes.
No,
if you're like me and rubbish at detailed painting, then they are a godsend. So, yes, very nice. We've also got Dave says, Hi team, Happy New Year to all and all the other members. I was going to be trying Alclad 2 clear coats. Do I thin these using or straight out of the bottle? If so, what do I thin them with and what do you clean them in afterwards? All Alclads shoot straight out of the bottle. I've never thinned any of theirs. To be honest, I don't use them. I haven't used them now for donkey's years, but they're very much like MRP at the end of the day, so you don't need to thin them. They're pretty good straight out of the bottle. If you did want to thin them for whatever reason, and obviously with clean up, lacquer thinners. They're lacquer-based paints, so that's how you clean them out, straightforward.
Yep.
Hi team, just wondering if you'd be posting any pre-orders of the Airfix Buccaneer and the Anson? We will do as soon as we get firm dates and various things, won't we?
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
So again, don't forget, I know they've obviously got the pre-orders. If you wanted to, you can go direct to Airfix and do it on theirs at the moment. Obviously, we won't know until it gets closer to the time when it filters down, because we have to go through suppliers to get them and stuff like that. But so it's slightly different for Airfix. Tim says, hi, question about the Revell 132nd Hawker Hurricane Mark II on pre-order. I've not heard about this kit. I was just wondering what you know of it. There you go. See, everyone's asking. I'm slightly wary if it's too cheap to do a Hurricane in 132nd. Do you think it would be along the lines of the recent P51?
Yeah.
Like I said, if you want to see what it'll be like, roughly, I would say, not being 100% certain, but have a look at my Spitfire build I did over Christmas and all the rest of it, because that's, I think, roughly where you're going to be with it. I think it'll be very, very nice straight out of the box.
But like we said before, though, none of the 30-seconds, unless you go to the old ones like the Corsair.
Yeah.
None of the modern 30-seconds are bad kits anyway, so it's nothing to worry about.
I must admit, I still maintain bang for buck, and if you don't want all the interior goodies, which let's face it, you don't see much of it anyway, I think they are absolutely spot on. I really can't fault them. He's saying also, I really miss being able to chat live during the PM shows. Any plans to bringing them back later in the year? Thing is, we can't do live because this is a highly edited, highly polished show these days. He says never. But the thing is, occasionally we have to stop because of deliveries coming in, real world situations and stuff like that. That's really why we stopped doing them as being a live show. And obviously I can put in photos where is needed. We can edit out some of the rubbish and all the bits and pieces that happen during the show. So it's easier. We record this now, like we started recording this at 9 o'clock in the morning. Most people wouldn't be around then when we're live anyway. So it's easier for us to do. It's recorded. I edit it during the day and then it goes up in the evening. So yeah, it's a little bit easier for this point of view. Yeah, we do the live stuff when it's not during work hours, and then that way it's fine, isn't it? So
yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Alan says, guys, I'm wondering if you know anyone is planning on buying any of the Kitty Hawk injection molds. Some of them are a bit naff. Well, I wouldn't say that. I think they're pretty all right. Just the instructions were a bit naff. But it'd be good to find around and maybe redo the Black Hawk series. Was it Hobby Boss that basically bankrolled Kitty Hawk? I dare you to say that to them. Mind you, no, they're no longer. It don't make any difference. As a startup, maybe they have them. I can tell you now, Hobby Boss didn't have anything to do with them at all.
No.
I can't go into details, but it definitely wasn't Hobby Boss or part of that group. So I don't think you'll see it through them. Will we see them again? We've spoken about this. I really hope we do. Because again, I really like their stuff. I know I gave them a hard time, but that's because they're on the cusp of being greatness and always fell over at the last fence. It's a bit like you're backing that horse and he's doing really well and you think it's great and then...
Yeah. He's in the last furlong.
He's in the last furlong.
Falls over.
And he just gives up.
Yeah.
So, last I heard, they were trying to sell the company as a... I can't say a going concern because obviously they're no longer going, but but trying to sell everything as one.
Yeah, they wanted to let it go as an asset, wasn't it? Again, if that's going to happen or all the rest of it, it all happened at the same time as Wingnut Wings went around the way, so I don't know.
I can say from us three sitting here, we know nothing.
No, we don't. We
not
have no in there whatsoever. So, all speculation. Yeah. Adrian saying, hi guys, I'm just wondering if you're considering stocking UMM tools. I recently placed an order for UMM scribers with a US store and was advised they are not shipping international, but we're looking for stockists in the UK and EU.
Ooh. Well,
don't know. Might have to watch this space. That's all I'm saying on that one. Bearing in mind, I've got to talk to John this afternoon. So... I could let you know tomorrow. Matt says, hi gents, happy new year to all. What do you think about the price mark? I think we've spoken about this for the Buccaneer, so I think we've covered that one earlier, Matt, if I'm honest. Ben says, hi guys, I was just wondering if you happen to know of any of the Hitaka varnishes will be back in stock soon. I've got a basket full of the stuff ready to go. So do we have a Hitaka restock due?
Next week.
We've
just done a restock for AK. Mr. Hobby stuff is gone in. Obviously, the one's gone in for the for more tools as well. I've got one coming in for scrapers and all tools out of a supplier there. The drills, there's a lot of orders going in, and the attacker ones going in probably at the end of the week, so it'll be here next week. Mm-hmm. As long as the stocks are there. Yeah. Oh, look.
And in other news, Matt has got part 2. Although it doesn't say part 2 on his little thing. Look, you missed that. You need part 2 in here.
It's further up into it. It's hidden by me. Oh, no, final construction. Oh,
no, it just says final construction. Anyway, so this is Matt Sherman that he's working on.
He'll edit this in a minute.
yeah. By the time you watch this, it'll have a 2 in there. Trust me, this didn't at the time.
He'll edit it.
So there we go. Having fun with the build, Matt? How's it going?
Here we go.
Look at that.
So I've just started doing the mud and dust. That's what I started recording yesterday, so that's going to be the next bit. I've got quite a bit in the bag, as they say, so I'm going to get that stuck on. So all the painting and all that lot, so that's hopefully going to be next week. So I'm going to get that sent to Andy. But yeah, I tell you what, it's cool, nice, it's dragging in it.
It is.
As long as you follow the instructions, like I've said, and take your time, you don't have any problem with them, really. I don't get this bashing of dragging. I can for the instructions, because they can be a bit sort of vague or a little bit sort of misleading, but if you take your time and read it, then I think it's fine. The fit's always perfect on them. I've never had a problem with fit, so yeah, I am enjoying it.
The plan is try and keep to a regular schedule of uploading videos.
Yeah, trying my best to be a regular schedule. So
that'd be perfect. So with mine that go up on Mondays, yours will go up on Wednesdays, and then mine other ones go up on the Friday. We'll be sorted.
Yeah,
no pressure.
That's what we're going to try. I'm going to try as the artist to stick to a schedule, aren't we, Andy? We've kind of got it down now. So yes,
cool.
There might be a couple of delays, but hopefully, we'll stick to a regular schedule, like you say. Yeah, Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. Blimey, there's going to be something to watch in there.
Build videos up almost every day. So there you go. Andy, get going. You can do Thursday. We'll get Nathan doing Tuesday. John can do Saturday. We're away.
The problem is now I've got to remember what font I used to edit that to make it say part 2.
Oh. This is it. It might be slightly different. It'd be in Comic Sans underneath. Part 2.
Can I, just before you finger off that, can I just say thank you for everybody who's watched and subscribed again. We seem to have a real jump in on the channel anyway, and obviously people are watching it because it's obviously up on the forum as well, and the comments and everything. It is much appreciated. Really, glad you're enjoying it. So
it gives us a boost, doesn't it, when we see the nice comments and the
strokes the ego a little bit. No, it's
definitely good. Cool. Right. Okay. So just last up then, over to the actual store. We need to change that font.
Which font?
This font here needs to be something a little, I don't know. Just saying.
A little bit more dramatic.
Yeah,
a bit Gothic.
Gothic.
Font.
Gothic. That'll be us. We'll make the site black.
Yeah.
Seems
black
to be the
purple.
thing at the moment. Definitely.
It's the German font from World War. They had that Gothic. That was a Gothic font, wasn't it?
Gothic font, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or we could go Roman.
Yes.
Whatever. Anyway, sorry.
Anyway, that's your airships. I think the guys are going to send me one down for a review, so I'll have a look at that. We'll get a review up for you, that one soon. We've got. Sorry.
I forgot all about that Bronco.
Yes, the Bronco's out.
Yeah.
As well. Out. So this is the long nose, more modern version. This is the D Plus version, so it's got the upgrades to it and all the bits and pieces. So that's very nice indeed. So that one is out. Got the Spitfire as well. This is the weekend edition, 48 scale. Really nice kit, that one. And obviously the Zero, which came out, which I did the review of recently. Yes. The new weekend edition box art's lovely, isn't it? So there you go. That's the MiG. So that's the SMT version, the big back version, as I call it. It's got the jumbo spine. Onto it. So I always think that's the nicest looking MiG-21 as well. So that one is out, and again, really nice price, 26 quid. AFV, as I say, this is the F5 F2 seat, which I've got as well. That's exactly the one I've got as well.
Tell them about that kit, Phil.
Really nice. It's the best F5 that's out there. It's a little bit modular because obviously front end, because there's two versions. You have the single seat as well as the two seat version of the kit. But again, really gorgeous markings for this one. This is the Sundowners from 111. And very, very nice markings as well with those ones, because this is the aggressor ones. This is one of those kits I've had in my stash because I had it with the first release. It came with a print as well. And I will never get it go because I want to do it. So it's on my bucket list to do it at some point, probably not this year. But so I've got a spare afternoon in March or something. So yes, that's good. Anyway, there's the Jag that Matt's been flashing, because obviously he's clearly, you need one of them in real life.
Oh God, yeah. See how much they are.
This is it.
Even a rotten-
£15.50.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Even a rotten one's just extortionate.
You can have it in black. You look like the Crays. You and Andy going round in it to the shows. They're like the Cray twins. Turned up.
I was thinking this is more suited to you down there, to be honest. I could see you cruising around in one of these.
In the Jag.
In the Jag.
I'd spend all the time on the back of a recovery truck.
Yeah.
I think you spend more time being welded.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's it. Yeah, permanently in the garage. So anyway, we've got some other stuff. IBG, we've got the French field gun. See, who says we don't do anything fresh, Nigel? There we go. Ford Ranger. That's what you need. You need your pickup.
Do you know what? I would. I'd boat any of them too.
Yeah, very nice as well.
Oh, we got the Italy, the Jag back in. Not the.
Oh, the Jags are back in. Nice.
But that's the big cat one, isn't it? We should have the other one back in soon, because I think actually Obico has had an Italy delivery. I think they've got a Tamiya one coming as well, so hopefully we'll be getting some stuff filtered through. But that is the big cat Jag. So again, it's same kit, just different box, isn't it?
Yeah, you get the special markings in for that one, for that particular, the retirement scheme, isn't it?
So yeah, we've got stuff definitely coming in now.
Very nice. We got some more Mandalorians coming in, haven't we? For the Laser Crest.
Yes, we have.
We've got some more of those coming in, people. So keep an eye out for that one. Pop your name. Don't forget.
And some more Desert Babes in 7 are coming in.
Yeah. So remember, for this one especially, pop your name in here, pop your email in there and sign up. And then what happens is when it comes back in stock, you'll get an automated email get sent to you saying it's in stock. And it will give you a link to go and grab it, because they are very, very hard to find at the moment, those things. Literally, it's like a worldwide shortage of them. We've gone mad. So, but if anything's ever out of stock, pop your name down. As soon as it comes back in, we will be back with you onto that one straight away.
Check.
Special offers, has that changed anything? If we're anything different?
Yeah, well, I tell you what as well, we forgot. Sorry. The Hella.
Yes.
The big Stug.
The giant Stug. So this is the big Hella kit.
Yeah.
Again, this is 1/16, so it is huge.
I tell you what, I was going to bring one in. The box is massive, and I was like, well, I don't know where to put that. It is big. It's a big box. There's a lot in it. It's heavy as well, so I think it's full. So if you're into your 160 big armour.
Yeah, there you go. It's 42 centimetres long.
And as you can't get the Daz Works one because it's been delayed.
Yes,
grab that one.
Grab that one.
I think actually the base kit of that is Trumpeter.
Oh, right, okay.
From what I've read. So, yeah, there you go.
Very, very nice.
Yeah, that's in. Obviously, the little Daimler as well is in. We've done that because we've got quite a few of them.
Yeah. The other bits is standard.
Yeah, we'll be changing. We'll be changing that out at the end of the week, won't you, Andy?
Yeah.
We'll keep some bits on, but yeah, usual that'll be changed. So, all
very good.
Yeah.
Very nice. Right. Okay. Long show today. We'll leave it right there with you. So, thank you very much for joining us today. Matt won't be with us tomorrow night because he's moving house.
I'm basically unpacking tomorrow.
He'll be unpacking his bedding.
Stuff.
He's got no internet.
And they also have no internet.
No.
So anyway, next time we catch up with him will be from his conservatory, probably.
from the orangery.
From the orangery, yeah, that's it.
It'll be from the conservatory, or I'll be out in the garage freezing like Nathan.
Yes, cuddled up next to a heater. So anyway, we will be with you. Me and Andy will be with you, and the guys as well will be on with you tomorrow night live at 7:30. So if you'd like to join us for that one, and they say you can catch up with the next part of Matt's Dragon, Sherman. That is up with Write It Down. I'll link it down below here on everything as well, so you can catch it down below no matter where you're watching this. And again, I've been busy with the actual Hurricane, and we've got the cockpit and everything sorted out. Next part of that will be up with you on Friday, and then hopefully I have the bits for the Hornet down for next week.
Just while you're just before we go, if any members are interested in Phil's Hurricane,
yes,
shoot Andy a message.
Yeah.
One of them. If you're interested in one of that, I don't know what the levels are and how many we can get, but it's first come, first serve. Andy will put the details up somewhere, but shoot him a message, and it's not a bad price. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's why I've said it. So,
cool.
In fact, it's a very good price. But
very good price. And you can follow along with the build then and see how good it is.
Yeah, if you're interested in it. Yeah.
Cool. Righto then, guys, we will leave it right there. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. It's an absolute pleasure as always. We will catch you next week, or we'll catch you during the week with the other live shows and all the goodies that we do as well. So until next week, everybody, happy modelling. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.